Hello, and welcome to the Dream Coach Podcast. My name is Shayla, and I am so excited about our topic today on how we're going to take maximizing our time management really as a tool to pursue the dreams that you have on your list and dreams that you have in your life. And I think this is probably, out of all the topics I've covered so far, is probably one that I feel the most passionate about. Time management, I typically refer with lots of coaching clients as life management. And no matter where you're at in your life today, I think this is a skill we all continue to dive into and to continue to strengthen and to get a lot better at how and where we are spending our time. I remember learning many years ago that each of us are given 168 hours in a week. And every successful person in the world, every business owner, student, entrepreneur, really everybody has the same amount of hours. And I think what separates people that are really living the life of their dreams versus somebody that's maybe just not quite there yet, I really do believe comes down to where we're spending our time and how we're really using the time that we have and being really intentional at that. So whether you are a student, professional, entrepreneur, or just someone looking to make the most out of each day, mastering time management is really essential for success. And when I think about success, is I think about being able to go after the dreams that are on our list that we really want to go after. And in today's really fast-paced world, time is one of our most valuable commodities. And each of us, regardless of our professions or lifestyle, really has, a finite amount of time each day. And so how we choose to manage our time can significantly impact our productivity, efficiency, and just overall success. And when I think about even just myself personally and just how fast I feel like time has gone for me and watching my kids grow up and how fast business seems to go and how another day, another week, another month really flies by, is having that intention with the dreams that we want to pursue. And whether that is a dream or a goal, however you want to interchange that word, is what are some of those things that you've had on your list for a long time, but just due to lack of time management has really been some of the reasons, been one of the reasons that we've been held back from achieving that dream. And so when we think about time management overall and how time management can play such a big role into living a life full of dreams we want to go after, is it's not really just about being busy. For me, time management doesn't just mean I'm busy doing things, right? It's about using the limited hours we have in a day effectively to accomplish goals, dreams, aspirations. So I want to dive in today why mastering time management, I really believe, is essential for achieving success and living the life of your dreams and being able to take things like I mentioned earlier that are on that dreams list and turning those into a reality. So to kick things off, I just want to talk about why time management is so important in our lives. Time management is crucial because it does allow us to prioritize our tasks. It also allows us to allocate our resources effectively, delegate where needed, and ultimately achieve those dreams that we have that we want to go after. And like I said, in today's fast paced world, we are bombarded with all sorts of endless distractions and demands on time. And without proper time management skills, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and scatter our focus. And that's going to result in decreased productivity and increased stress. And one of the most effective strategies to really prioritize our tasks is by categorizing them based on urgency and importance. Individuals can then focus efforts on activities that are going to get us the greatest impact or make the biggest impact. And creating that, daily, weekly schedule and sticking to it can also establish a sense of structure and routine. And that's going to help reduce any procrastination and help maximize results. And a strategy that I've found really effective is sort of that zooming out perspective of, if we were to zoom out and look at our year from up high and kind of looking down on our schedule, does that schedule reflect what you value? Right? At any given time, someone should be able to look at your calendar and see what you value. How much time are you working? Where do you fit in family and friends? Where does your fitness go? Right? Time with kids, time for personal growth if that's important to you. And so really zooming out and setting our intentions of, okay, what do we want to establish for this year, right? What do we want to make happen? And lots of dreams, especially if they're bigger ones, don't just happen because we decide when we wake up we're going to do this trip or this dream, or be able to give back to charity or whatnot. A lot of that does take in planning and working it backwards, right? So when we think about that effective strategy of categorizing things and having those schedules, it really does start from zooming out and looking at your whole year. Some people then take that down by quarter, right? Or they'll take that down by season if they're working around kids. And then taking that even deeper to saying, okay, what has to happen in the month? What has to happen in the week? What has to happen in the day? And I find that when there's that clarity, it allows the execution and helping us stay focused, okay, a lot easier because we're so clear and intentional on what we're going after, right? What dream is going to take place this year or this month. And we're able to work that backwards, whether that's a savings goal, whether it's planning for something in particular, whether these are goals or dreams within the workplace or their personal dreams. And what I have found from some of my coaching clients is that procrastination, when I see that with people that struggle with time management, is it often stems from that fear of failure, or the other one I see is perfectionism. And sometimes that's where we can get really stuck. And sometimes it's even just feeling overwhelmed by the task. Some of the things that we put on our list aren't just something that we can just tackle in an hour. And so we sort of freeze up a little bit. And so one effective approach is sometimes when we have these bigger tasks, or even if you are looking at breaking down a dream, that's a bigger one, is breaking it down into smaller manageable steps so that we can set deadlines, hold ourselves accountable, and then we've got lots of little wins versus doing nothing and then being stuck sort of in that hamster wheel of I'm in the exact same space a week later. And so when it comes to balancing, I hear this a lot is, work-life balance, and we're trying to juggle different things. And how do we juggle multiple responsibilities, both personally, professionally, and how can we really manage our time effectively in these kinds of situations? And balancing competing priorities definitely requires clarity and discipline. And so, like I mentioned about that, the calendar, that zoom out process is just by identifying top priorities and aligning those tasks and the commitments accordingly. So if that's personally and that's a personal dream you're working at, what is it going to take to achieve that dream? What is that going to take financially? What's it going to take time-wise? Really working that backwards. This also plays into time management with family and with kids, is if we're managing different sports or their studies or different things that are important to them, right? Is starting by getting really good clarity on this is what has to happen and these are the steps, working backwards. And then same with personally, is what are things or goals or values that you have that you really want to make sure that are in there, that we've got good clarity on that. So if we start with great clarity, that's going to help us create a schedule, and then we just have to have the discipline to follow that. I find that by being clear on what we want, it actually ignites us versus feeling like I have to. It sort of shifts that mindset to I get to. So when we have control of things in our schedule, our tasks and our commitments, it does make it a little easier to say no to the good or no to the activities that don't align with our goals or values, delegate what we can, but then saying yes to things that are in alignment with those dreams. So again, does your schedule reflect what's important to you? This is going to allow us to really be intentional with time for self-care, relaxation, avoid burnouts, and really do our best to maintain that work-life balance. And so time management has a lot of benefits, like maximizing productivity. So when we go through some of the things that I've already mentioned, like that zoom out process and looking at our schedule from a bigger perspective versus just the day to day, it allows us to be, get clarity. That allows us confidence. That allows us to be intentional. And so when we show up in that way, we are going to maximize our productivity because we're going to be able to allocate certain time to tasks, and we only have that time to accomplish that. And I've seen some clients of mine really get held up on wanting things to be perfect. And I got to say, if we had all the time in the world, I'm sure a lot of us would want to do everything so that it was absolutely perfect. But what I would really encourage people to focus on is progress over perfection. And when we look at the time that we have, sometimes we only have X amount of time to work towards that dream or X amount of time to work towards that goal. And it kind of is what it is. And in order to keep moving forward, we have to be consistent. We have to be moving, right? We have to be maximizing the time that we have. I also really feel that when we don't have good time management, that is what leads to the stress, the anxiety, feeling overwhelmed. And so when I work with clients that show up in that space, it often comes down to just poor time management. And I kicked off this podcast today talking about how time management is life management. And I think what's cool is that we have this blank canvas every week or every year, every month, we're going to look at it where we get to design it. And yes, we have times obviously that are dedicated where, the hockey game is at this time or the tournament's here and, our work hours are there. Absolutely, there's definitely things that are not flexible, but there's a lot of extra time around there that when we're really clear and intentional, we get a mold and sort of design the life that we really want. And I've also found that time management allows us to make better decisions and it allows that clarity, like I've talked about a lot today, and we avoid wasting time. So when you're really excited about a dream and you're really excited about going after certain goals, it allows you to make decisions really quick because it's either in alignment with what we're going or it's not. That way we can track goals and milestones. So successful goal achievements or those dreams that we're going after really are determined on how we're effectively managing our time. And so when we've got larger dreams or larger tasks, when we break those down, we can actually achieve those. And there's certain milestones we can celebrate along the way. I feel like with time management also, we have a lot more ability to increase our efficiency. I've worked with clients that are busy doing lots of busy stuff, but it's actually not intentional. And so when we get on track and we're really clear with our time management, then we're way more efficient, right? And that's going to help us build that character of discipline or that quality of discipline and self-control. And we're able to show up in a place of control versus reactive, right? Is we get to do certain things in our schedule and it becomes more in our control, becomes a choice versus, oh my goodness, I'm behind on that. I got to do that. Now I'm missing out on this because I didn't do that. And it's not a fun place to be. It does create a lot of anxiety and being overwhelmed. And so we can foster this growth and development with effective time management, personally and professionally, when we invest time wisely into really learning the skill development and the improvement that needs to happen to really set ourselves up, okay, for success by using our time wisely. And remember that time is our most precious resource. So how we choose to use it really determines our success and fulfillment and the dreams that we want to go after in life. So by adopting that proactive mindset, prioritizing tasks, maintaining discipline, you actually take a lot of control of your time and you can achieve remarkable results. So staying focused and staying resilient, and then just understanding the power of effective time management. So as I wrap up today, time management is absolutely a cornerstone of success in our fast-paced world today. And so by mastering the art of managing time effectively, individuals can maximize productivity, reduce stress, achieve goals, and foster personal and professional growth. And so whether that is in the workplace, your personal life, the ability to prioritize tasks, prioritize the dreams on your list, really make efficient use of time and maintain the discipline is it really essential for realizing our full potential and achieving all the success and the dreams we want to go after. So thanks again for tuning in today. If you like this episode, please share on your social media platforms. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next episode, and we'll see you soon.